America has always been a hustle, a nation built not on freedom as clearly stated, but on a devil's bargain. Since Reconstruction, an uneasy détente between the North's industrial barons and the South's defeated planter class forged a machine for extraction. One side wielded factories, banks and railroads, the other preserved the social order that had normalized unfree labor. Together they engineered a society where every citizen could be converted into a unit of profit, and where the word choice often meant choosing which toll booth you'd pay. The scam at the core, let's be blunt, America is a scam. Whatever money you make, someone is making more from you making it. That's not an accident, that's design. Over the last century, our lives have been commoditized by degrees until simply inhabiting a body feels like a subscription. Shelter, health, education, safety, attention, community. Each now comes with a monthly plan. Agency is rebranded as options, while the house quietly takes its cut upstream. The elegance of the con is its invisibility. We're told we're free to work, earn, consume. Meanwhile, the skim is automated, fees, interest, data harvests, fine print clause by fine print clause. You can feel prosperous and still be a revenue stream for someone else's spreadsheet. Reconstruction's aftertaste. The template is old. After the Civil War, federal promises of freedom collided with political compromise. The end of Reconstruction ushered in a patchwork legacy, black citizenship on paper, Jim Crow in practice. The South replaced slavery with systems like sharecropping and convict leasing, new costumes for the same play. In the industrial North, company towns and anti-union injunctions disciplined labor while celebrating opportunity. Different geographies, same extraction logic. If you zoom out, you can watch the shell game. Whenever progress threatens profit, rules are rewritten. When outright ownership and autonomy of bodies becomes illegal, debt and criminalization step in. When wages rise, the cost of living adjusts. When communities self-organize, capital buys the road and spaces they meet on and in, and create arbitrary rules to keep us safe. A funeral industry for the living, consider death the most intimate human passage, industrialized after the Civil War and packaged for sale. Embalming moved from battlefield necessity to commercial norm. Funeral homes standardized grief, then upsold it. What should be communal became a catalogue. That same playbook spread everywhere. Take something natural, human, unavoidable, wall it off, brand it, and bill for it. Food, water, shelter, medicine, love, learning, art. Essentials became toll roads. Every human impulse, eat, heal, dream, grieve, now routes through a cash register. Want to meet new people and date, tap to pay. The worst part, now they can control who gets to play the game of life through who gets to make money. If you don't play by their rules, they just force you into a low-paying job and control your ability to connect to the world, to your life, even to yourself. From company towns to the subscription life. The old company town paid workers in scrip, the origin of subscription, BTW, and charged them at the company store. Today the scrip is points, credit, and bundles. The store is everywhere, housing platforms that turn homes into yield, education that functions like lifetime debt, healthcare where insured people still drown in bills, phones and apps that rent our attention by the minute. Even rest is monetized. If you want silence, you buy the premium version. The subscription life promises frictionless abundance. What it delivers is rented access and permanent precarity. If you own nothing and everything is a service, the service owns you. Surveillance as business model. In the digital age, our attention and behavior are raw materials. Your clicks, swipes, and pauses, what you linger on when you're tired, become the ore that platforms refine into prediction and influence. The result is a marketplace where the self is both producer and product. There's something almost medieval about it. The lords own the land, the platforms, you work the fields, your feeds, and your harvest, your data, is tithed back to the castle. Only the castle is a server farm and the tithe is an algorithmic nudge. Waking up, psychically, this is where psychic awareness enters, not as parlor trick, but as hygiene. To wake up psychically is to start noticing energy pictures, the subtle impressions, beliefs, contracts, and emotional weather that accumulate in your field. They are the invisible scripts that say, you're safest when you buy, you must hustle to be worthy, you don't have time to feel. They are the hooks that keep you in the marketplace, even when your spirit says, enough. Psychic work helps you see what the con sells and what it steals. It restores your inner compass. When you clear an energy picture, you reclaim the wattage it was siphoning. You start telling truth to your nervous system. I can choose slower, I can choose fewer, I can choose together. Small acts of awareness become acts of spiritual non-compliance. Small psychic acts of resistance that add up. Name the hook. The moment you feel a compulsion to buy, scroll, fix, or please, pause. Consider, this is not me, this is an energy picture. That 3-second pattern break returns you to yourself. Close the leak. Visualize your energy pouring into someone else's ledger, likes, fears, outrage. See a valve, turn it off. Bring your attention back behind your eyes. Breathe. Choose one free ritual. Replace one purchased solution with a practice that costs nothing. A walk, a sit, a bath, a phone call, a handwritten note. Do it each time the marketed solution whispers. Tidy your inputs. Unfollow 10 accounts that monetize your insecurity. Follow 5 that normalize rest, slowness, solidarity. Decommodify one relationship. Take one friendship out of the calendar app economy. Create a standing open door hour. Share time, food, repair, childcare, rides. Make commerce the exception, not the rule. Practice collective clairvoyance. In your community, read the energy of a shared issue, housing stress, care work, burnout. Ask, what belief system is holding this in place? What tiny shift would release the most pressure with the least harm? Design one micro-intervention and try it for 30 days. These are tiny levers, but the physics are strange here. Small choices made from center have outsized effects because they interrupt the machine's favorite fuel, unconsciousness. History's echo heard differently. When we study Reconstruction's end, company towns, redlining, and the modern data economy, a pattern emerges. Profit finds pathways through our blind spots. Psychic practice is training in sight. It helps us notice the bait, fear, exhaustion, loneliness, the switch, buying instead of belonging, and the cost, time, attention, dignity. With practice, you start to sense the scam without needing to name it. You feel when something violates your pace, your values, your breath, and you say no sooner. What now? A practical sketch. Personal. Track one recurring energy picture for a week. Where does it appear in your body, schedule, wallet? What do you buy when it speaks? What would you do if you didn't? Relational. Form a tiny commons with 2 friends. Share one resource weekly, tools, meals, skills. Rotate roles. Keep money out of it on purpose. Civic. Learn your local extraction points, fines and fees, predatory lending zones, privatized necessities. Support one policy or mutual aid effort that reduces the toll booths. Digital. Set defaults that favor quiet, notifications off, home screen clean, bedtime without glow. Remember, your attention is a crop. Tend it. To see America clearly is to see the grift in action. But clarity is not despair. If the con was engineered, it can be unengineered. If life was commodified, it can be reclaimed. Psychic awareness gives us the tools to spot where the siphons are and to choose, steadily, stubbornly, to step out of the pattern. The question isn't whether extraction exists, it's whether we will keep feeding it with our fear, our time, and our magic. Let's become exquisitely hard to monetize. As a liminal healer and intuitive coach, I hold space for those navigating the in-between moments of life, which sometimes can last days, weeks, months, or years. By working with consciousness tools and focusing on reuniting body, mind, and spirit to one's innate creativity, I help you turn seasons of change into seasons of emergence. With over 20 years of experience as a professional clairvoyant, trance medium, and psychic teacher, supporting more than 1,000 seekers and mystics on their journey to self-actualization, I invite you to step into authenticity and autonomy.